Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank you all for joining us on this Hangout. My name is Alison Hitchin, as a lot of you probably already know. First of all, I want to introduce my panel that I've got on here. Instead of just being me and hearing all about me, I wanted to bring some of the team on so that you could hear their experiences of what they've seen since they've joined our team and since they've joined the brilliant company of ILN, which we're all involved in. So first of all, I want to introduce you to a lovely lady who is over in the UK with myself, called Jane Miller. Jane, if you want to just explain a little bit about yourself, your background, and why you decided to join this opportunity.
Yes, okay. Hi Alison, thank you very much for having me on here tonight. For those people that are absolutely fed up of probably seeing my face out there today, for that I truly apologise. You probably heard my story in the video. I came to ILN really just a couple of weeks ago back now, and I recognised that there was an area that needed to be filled, and that was bringing new people and inexperienced marketers into any online business was proving quite challenging, in the sense that a lot of companies are full of how to achieve goals and the products that are there to be able to be passed on to other people. However, it's not always clear, not always apparent how to do this and what to do in order to achieve everybody's own individual results. And for that I saw that there was a huge gap in the marketplace out there. And it was probably just before Christmas time. I'm not quite sure how I managed to get on whoever's list it was randomly. But I started to receive emails from Vincent, the company owner of ILN, and instead of throwing them out into my spam box or deleting them without reading them, something in there inspired me to keep on reading, and I found them very inspirational and very much targeted to help people who are new to the world of online marketing to prosper and be successful. So I continued reading those emails and felt very positive that come the new year, with an action plan in place, I would have something to offer my team and people out there, a business that would be able to encourage people to learn on a very simplistic learning platform, and alongside learning to be able to earn some money and see some personal results as well coming through, which would in turn build confidence in people. And that's really what I see ILN training, which I test rode that really prior to joining. And prior to joining, I wanted to be very choosy, very picky about the particular team of people I wanted to work with. And I'd followed Alison for some time over here in the UK, and Alison's very down-to-earth, very honest approach to the way that she markets online was something that really inspired me, and I knew that one day that I would really want to work alongside her. So I knew that Alison was also looking at some form of plan to offer to her team. So I waited very patiently and kept a close eye on what Alison was doing, and have great pleasure in saying that I'm now amongst Alison's team here in the UK. And the ILN is proving very successful, and I know that one of my team members won't mind me giving her a shout out here, Maggie Spence, who sat on the fence really in the world of online marketing, and I think I'm probably right in saying for a full 12 months, and the amount of memberships that she's been paying out and has had very little return. But it's not just about the money, it's about the results that people aim for and that we strive for online that matter. And nothing has given me greater pleasure than the last week of seeing Maggie have her real breakthrough. And it's not bringing team members in, it's about the results that she's been having through the training that she's been receiving through the ILN. And consequently the confidence that she's been getting from adding value to the ILN community and the new friendships that she's been developing online. So for me, ILN provides a great platform for people who are out there looking for an online opportunity, looking for a breakthrough. The training is incredibly simplistic, it's very step by step, and that really did inspire me to believe that there was something within ILN that could help so many people out there have the confidence to be successful online. So many people who I've seen that have failed and quit previous opportunities, who are now coming into their own and developing their own significant strengths and finding their own inner strengths to be successful online. So that's why I joined the ILN, because I could see that there was so much of a huge value and a massive opportunity for people out there who are desperately searching for that online opportunity to be successful. But there is one thing that I would like to say. It doesn't matter, and I'll stop talking in a minute, Frank, and hand over to you. I've not got the full hour.
Keep going, Dave. Keep going.
I'm fine, just sitting back and listening to you two ladies. I know my place.
But there's one. Sorry. Shush now.
Especially two women from the UK.
Shush now, Frank. Let us speak.
Let me finish. But there's one thing that I really would like to say, and that's having the belief to be successful. You know, you can sit in front of your computer all day and listen to so many webinars and so many platforms and so many videos from the various gurus out there, but they mean absolutely diddly squat if you don't believe that you can do this. And I tell you what, guys, there's absolutely nothing fantastic about that 4-minute video that I did last week. For the people that know me well in this industry, I hate videos with an absolute passion. I can't stand it. And it was
I can confirm that. You didn't want to do it, did you, last week? We had to force you.
I can't stand doing videos, I'll be absolutely honest, but it was the first video that I've ever done where it was one take and one take only, and it was quickly sent away to Vincent. Nothing special about that, apart from me just speaking from the heart and speaking honestly, as I do. And that's what resonated with Vincent, and the messages that I've received from him have been incredibly positive. And the messages that I've been receiving from lots and lots of people out there, it's really, really connected with me today that there are so many people out there who do have problems, that do need solutions to the problems. And I do firmly believe that ILN is there to help anybody and everybody to be successful. And so today has been an absolute whirlwind of a day for me. From the moment that I switched my laptop on at 7:30 this morning, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know, why would anybody be interested in a 4-minute video that I've done? I hate videoing. I'm sure there were far more professional videos that were put out there. However, it's just rolled on, snowballed on as the days progressed, and it's given me great satisfaction to think that I've made an impact and helped certain people today by sharing the video that I've done, and I hope that I can inspire people out there to just believe you can do this and take the plunge, get off the fence and just take massive action. Brilliant. So that's me, and that's ILN, and that's why I joined Alison Hitchin in the team that I'm in here in the UK.
Brilliant, thank you, Jane, and it's an honour to have you on the team. You're doing an absolutely amazing job, so we're really proud of you. So you can't wait to speak, so here's your time, Frank. Here is Frank. Where are you, Frank? You're in California?
I'm in Santa Monica, yeah.
Santa Monica, exotic. So come on then, tell us your story,
79
Frank.
degrees.
Oh, stop making us jealous. It's freezing over here.
Well, especially for the New Yorkers, where it's 1 degree and they have 2 feet of snow on the ground.
I know. I've been seeing
I won't rub that in, you know. But it's great to be on this call with the two of you. Thank you.
Cool.
Jane, it's nice to meet you, and Alison. I love working with you. You know,
Thank you.
I met Alison a couple of months ago when we worked on a similar company, and we would be Skyping back and forth between London and Santa Monica all times of the day and night, because there's 8 hours difference.
Yeah.
But it was great, and I came to really love the way she did business, her integrity, her confidence, and the way everything came about with me with ILN was she contacted me. No, matter of fact, I had heard about what was going on, and I became very interested, and I saw on Alison's Facebook page that she started talking about it. So I contacted and said, okay, Alison, what is this? What are you doing? And tell me honestly, where do you expect it to go? And that's all it took, because with any kind of business, you have to trust the people that you're involved with. It comes down to trust and integrity. And that's why I'm really involved with this company. Forget about making a lot of money. Forget about taking a company and showing them how to increase their sales by 30, 40, 50, 100% by using the different methods that we use here, the blogging and everything else. I mean, those are all givens. But my background is, yes, I'm from New York. I've been in California for 6 years. My ex moved out here with my 14-year-old daughter, so it was time for Dad to become a Californian. 30 years I've been on Wall Street, hedge fund manager, technical analyst, broker, institutional salesperson. What I love mostly was being an advisor and doing technical analysis. And when I came out here, I opened up an office in my house in Beverly Hills, and it was great. But what happened about 2 years ago was that I really got sick and tired of Wall Street. Not sick and tired of it. I just couldn't take the take. I mean, I'd come out to California, and it might be the effective Californian, but it's all, you know, about enlightenment and spirituality, and it fit with me what I've been looking for all my life. So I made the change, and I love the whole idea. I didn't know what it was really in essence, but I love the idea of direct sales or network marketing because of the leverage. It wasn't about just me going out and producing income. It was about having a whole team, which is the same thing as in a corporation. If you're president of a corporation and you've got all the different vice presidents under yourself and managers and all the other people, it's the same thing, except I get to be on the top, or any of my team members get to be on the top of theirs and derive the income, a certain portion from everybody else. So I had joined a couple of different MLMs over the past couple of years, did well, but it wasn't my passion. One was in nutraceuticals, and I love that. I'm very much into health and all formulations, but I didn't like how the company was marketing it and really what they were saying. I didn't trust it. And then I was involved in another company that I did very well with, a skincare company, and it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So I'd been looking around for a couple of years, and it's only by happenstance that I really came across this because of Allison, and I really thank you, Allison, for bringing this to me because it's totally changed my life. I mean, what I look for in a company, especially a company like this, is one, do they have a product that I would use myself and sell to anybody, including my family? Two, does the product work? I mean, can it give value to other people? Three, what about the company and the founders and everything else and the other people? What kind of integrity do they have? And four, what kind of system is in place? Because the whole way that network marketing or direct selling works is it has to be duplicatable. I mean, I can go in and do a great speech and from my years on Wall Street or public speaking and go in front of a room of 500 people and be able to deliver my message. But not too many people, because they don't have the experience or the time in it, can do that. So I needed to find, not that I needed, and everyone needs to have a plug-and-play system. And that's what I saw in this. I got involved really only because Allison was talking about it, and I trusted Allison. And I said, okay, I'll give it a shot, because it was inexpensive, to get involved, $37.50. So I said, okay, it's like going out for a dinner. And then what happened was I delved into the training, and I saw training that I have not seen on any company in my experience on Wall Street, in my experience on MLMs, any kind of company. And that's when I saw the value I could bring to people. My whole purpose is to help and be a mentor to people. One, in addiction. Two, in spirituality. And three, in financial freedom. And this is what it's all about right here with our teams, with the co-founders. When I talk to somebody about what I do now, I tell them I am a personal and business development coach, because that's what we do. I help people. You can't really be involved and get successful unless you have the mindset and keeping positive, and the mindset that has you helping other people. Because if I go out there and just try to make money off myself or whatever, it all falls apart. People don't care until you show how much you care about them. And that's truly what I do care. I love the whole fact that, can I make a lot of money? Absolutely. I can make as much or more than I ever did on Wall Street, which is quite a bit of sum of money. But more than that, I can teach others how to do it. So it's basically I'm helping people to help themselves. And to me, that's the whole trick. I mean, there are people out there that come on board and they talk about it and this and that, but they really don't want to do anything. It's really a person who wants to seize the opportunity, who looks at this and said, oh my God, I've got something here where I can make a lot of money for myself and I can be passionate and it works and it's a great system and it's a great management company. But if they don't really do anything themselves, nothing happens. It truly is about helping others help themselves. And that's what I love about it. I mean, I could talk, on and on and on about the products. The products are phenomenal. But that's not the reason why I am involved with this. I am involved because it's about helping people, one, in their own personal development, you can call it spiritual, and two, with their finances. There's so many people out there that, are having double and triple incomes. There's people that are having to work extra hours. There's executives that I'm talking to that make $250,000, and they're at a ceiling. They can't do anything more. Plus, they're working 100 hours a week, and they never have time for their family, and they can't travel, which is another reason why I did this. My business, I can be here. I can be in New York. I can be in Thailand. I can be in London. I like that availability to be able to just pick myself up and go wherever I want and be able to be fully functional all the time. And that's really why I am involved. I'm involved because it's a great company. It's a great product. It truly is a great product. And anyone that gets involved with it, once they just, jump into the training and just see, and you do a little bit, you go in there and you learn a little bit, and then you take it out there to put it in action. But once you start delving into this, you see what is possible. And that's what I love about it. I mean, like I said, $37.50 was just, it's like a dinner out. It's not about thinking about it. It's just about, I tell people, if it makes any kind of sense at all, any kind of sense, what I'm talking about, just join. Because it'll show you, and there's nothing that is tying you in that you have to continue to stay. If you come on board and just put a little bit of money out of your pocket, and then you don't like what you see, fine, you're gone. So if somebody wants to truly change their life, this is a way to do it. And it's really also, there's so many other things that we can get involved with too. I'm involved with the co-founders on different things and pharmaceuticals and all, and new things that they're coming out with, because that's one of my passions. But we can take a company that has a product and really launch their own product, and show them how to have terrific returns. That's what, as a businessman, that's what I love. So I hope, yeah, that's it.
Cool. Thank you so much for that, Frank. Okay, so what I wanted to do this evening was obviously introduce you to some of the team members and not have it as the usual Jean-Michael and Alison show. We wanted to prove to you that we do have team members within the team who are seeing results. So there might be a few of you on here that don't know who I am, so I'll give you the condensed version of my background and how I fell into network marketing, because I did actually just fall into it. I actually had 15 years within marketing, which was offline marketing. I used to work for a nationwide retailer. That retailer went into administration and I found myself without a job. So I decided to set up my own business, was fortunate enough to win an international competition. I got to meet Sir Richard Branson, which a lot of people will know if they're connected to me on Facebook, so I always ask, how did I get to meet him? That's how I did. I was very, very fortunate to win an international competition, so that's how I did it, by putting my business out there and shouting about it, basically. But because of the recession over in the UK, which I know is twice as worse out there in the US, my business wasn't doing that well, and I found myself not even being able to pay myself. So we all know that we need to be able to pay the bills, and when you've got no money coming through, it's a struggle, which a lot of you will know. So I had to decide what I was going to do. Was I either going to go and look for another full-time job, or was I going to look for an alternative? So I started Googling a few options, and I came across a residual income. Now, I'd never even heard of residual income before, but then when I researched it, I was like, this sounds all right. I do something once, and I get paid every month, and I get to help people, and I get to work from home. I get to do what I want when I want, and I thought, I'd quite like a bit of that, but how do I do it? So I then started researching, and this is a good key thing for people, which I see a lot of people making the mistake of. People don't research the person that they're joining. So the first lesson is research the person that you're joining under, and make sure you are joining somebody that is seeing results and somebody that does genuinely want to help you. Because a lot of people will find that there'll be people out there that you'll click on their link, or you've not even spoken to the person that you're going to join. You really do need to check out that person that you're joining, and that's exactly what I did. I researched my mentor, and I watched him, and I followed him on Facebook for quite a while to make sure that he was the person who I thought he was. So on the 9th of July, and I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to me, I have not had years' experience within this industry. I joined it, believe it or not, 6 months ago. On the 9th of July 2013, I took my first step into network marketing, and let me tell you, it was scary. I didn't know how to build a team. I didn't know how to train anybody, and the thought of somebody telling me to speak to a stranger on Facebook was completely scary to me. But what I did was I made sure that I followed the training of what my mentor told me to do. And I always use this impression with people, is that you don't go to a car lot and buy a car and drive it off the car lot without doing your driving lessons, teaching and perfecting it, and somebody telling you, right, you're qualified, you've passed, now go and drive the car off. And I think a lot of mistakes that people also make is they think that they can join this business and the following day they're going to have money that lands into the bank account. Now, let's all be honest with this now. Who do we know who has joined this industry who the very next day made money? There is nobody. Who do we know who opens a traditional business, a shop, and overnight makes money? There's nobody. We all have to go out there, and we have to train, and we have to get qualified, which is exactly what I did. I spent hours upon hours in my spare time watching webinar after webinar until I had perfected what I was being told to do. And when my mentor told me, right, Alison, I want you to go and talk to people that you don't know on Facebook, and this is exactly how you're going to do it. You should have seen my face. I was like, are you a crazy man? You want me to approach strangers? I was like, no, I can't do this. But I watched webinar after webinar, and I spent quite a lot of time with my mentor until I felt comfortable in doing it. And let me tell you, I was completely rubbish at talking to people to begin with. It took me a number of weeks to get used to how to approach somebody, what to say to them. But because I listened to what my mentor was telling me, and I didn't give up, which is another key thing, do not give up on this. Because I stuck with it and I thought, yes, I can do this. I'm not going back to a traditional job. I want to stay at home and I want to better my life. So I decided that I was just going to stick with the training, stick with what he was telling me to do until it worked. And guess what happened? I got my first sign up just from following what he told me to do and from following the process, which a lot of people, they don't seem to follow the process. They seem to want the money and have it there straight away, and it's not working. I've been in a week and I'm not making any money. Well, that's because you're not following the training. We tell you you need to get qualified before you can go out there and do the actual actions. And if you're not ready to do that, and if it's just the money that you're thinking about, well, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to make the money, because this industry is all about helping people. So if you genuinely want to help somebody to have the freedom and get out of their job, then it's going to work for you. So my success was that within my first 30 days, I actually produced a full-time income. And it didn't happen from working 1-2 hours a day. It happened from working 15, 16 hours a day, because I knew that I had to put that time in. And with me being over in the UK, because I knew that I could talk to people easily, and I don't know how this happened, I just started attracting US people. Don't know why I wasn't attracting any UK people, but I just love US people because they like to chat. So I changed my body clock to US time because I knew that I had to. And what you need to think to yourself is, are you prepared to take yourself outside of your comfort zone? Like I've just explained, talking to somebody on Facebook was the most scariest thing that my mentor ever told me to do. A lot of people will know now, this is what I teach people to do on a daily basis, and I recruit on a daily basis using Facebook, and that's what my team are taught to do. But what I also did, like I said, was I changed my body clock, but it was summer. I didn't see any of the British summer. And Jane, didn't we have we were meant to have had a glorious summer last year, and I didn't get to see any of it. Apparently it was glorious, but I didn't get to see any of it because I changed my body clock and decided that I was going to dedicate that whole 6 months throughout the summer to make sure that next summer I'd be sat out in the sun. I'd be enjoying it, and I'd be able to support my teams, and look, I'd be able to talk to my team on Skype on my phone while I was sat out in the sun, because I'd built that team and I'd invested that time with doing that and making sure that I'd got a strong foundation. So I was also lucky enough with the business that I was involved in, which Jane and Frank were both involved in, which was brilliant business. Can't fault it one little bit. And I actually went and was able to go out to the Leaders Conference in October. So I joined on the 9th of July, and in October I was invited to the Leaders Conference to sit there with the top leaders within the business. Now, did I think on the 9th of July that I would have been in New York, sat there with my mentor, who has made millions online, with the owner of the business, who was a multimillionaire, meeting his wife, out in the Big Apple, in Times Square, living the dream. My first time out in the US, and wow, it was completely amazing. But let me tell you, the reason that I was there was because I put the hours in, I took the action, I did what my mentor told me to do. I networked, I didn't sell, which is a big thing for people here. Do not sell in this industry. The amount of people, and I'm sorry, I'm going to go off on a rant now. You all know what's coming. The amount of people that message me on Facebook on a daily basis of, join my business, lock your spot, get in this business now, join now, you can make millions overnight. If you are a person that's doing that, stop doing it. It doesn't work. This industry is all about building relationships, and I think Frank and Jane have both touched on that. Why did they join me? Because they knew, they liked, and they trusted me. People join people. And what I was taught with my Facebook strategy was how to build relationships. This industry is all about building relationships. It's not about spamming your links in groups. Nobody's going to join. Think of the people that are in those groups, the people that are posting and wanting people to join their business. It is a complete waste of time. I don't know anybody that's joined a business from going in a Facebook group and thought, oh, I want to join another business. Where will I look? I'll go and look in a Facebook group. We don't do it. We research the people of who we're going to join. And I can see Frank's laughing his head off at this, but he knows that it's true. So the big key thing that I'll say to you is it's all about relationships and making sure that you position yourself with the right person. Now, I met two leaders out in New York at the Exposure Conference who was Steph Perez, who a lot of you may know. She is the top female earner within the business that we were involved in, and Jean-Michael Savalto. And what we decided to do was join forces as a trio. We all recruit differently. Steph is the YouTube queen. There's nothing she doesn't know about YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, I suggest you go and check out Steph Perez because she's absolutely amazing, and she's an amazing lady and an amazing mentor. Jean-Michael, he is the Google Plus king. There's nothing that he doesn't know about Google Plus, and his comfort zone is recruiting within that area because he feels that you can attract a better caliber of people for your business. And as you know, which I've just said, I do all of mine purely off Facebook. So we're confident between the three of us that we have the knowledge and the skills because we have proven that we can do it. I've proven that I've earned a lot of money on the internet from just being shown this strategy and sticking with it and not giving up. So I am now opening the doors completely to our group and showing people step by step what to do. And I think we've proved that with members within the team already who are already seeing results, like Jane. Jane was in this business, it's about 2 weeks now, isn't it, Jane? And you've got
just 2 weeks today.
Excellent. And you've got multiple people within your business just from following steps and processes. So you've got Steph, you've got Jean-Michael, and you've got myself, who have all seen results doing the strategies what we're going to teach you. So it might not be that Facebook's for you, but Google Plus might be for you, and that's where your comfort zone is. Or YouTube might be for you, and that's where your comfort zone is. But what we're saying is that we are confident that we've got the skills, the knowledge and the experience to show you exactly how to become successful in this industry. And on top of that, which I think Frank's just touched on, thank you Frank, you've done a great job for me there, on the ILN. The reason I decided to join ILN, yes, I did have my breakthrough in 2013. I used Facebook. I know, I've only been in here, in this industry for 6 months. There is so much more that I don't know. And it was time for me for 2014 to now take my business to the next level and to seek something that's going to help and support the team, something that I can plug the team into where they don't feel that they're by themselves, because I think Jane and Frank, they're great. This is a community. You are joining a community of people who all help you out. I mean, Jane was even mentioned by Vincent, who's the owner of the business today. And the amount of support that she's received from members congratulating her has completely lifted her up today. And she's been messaging me on Facebook saying that she's had such an amazing day because everybody's been so nice with her. Everybody's here to help you. But when I looked into the ILN system, and I first of all joined at the apprentice level, and just to let you know, we don't say to you need to go all in to begin with. We don't actually accept you all in to begin with, because there's steps that you need to follow. And the first step is the apprentice level. And when I joined that, I could not believe my eyes of the training that I was seeing. It's stuff that I have never seen before. And yet, I've only been here 6 months, but I was shown quite a lot of stuff within my previous business and thought, right, I've perfected it. I've not even touched the surface, let me tell you. I could triple my business in 2014, and I know for a fact that I will. And the amount of training just in the apprentice level for $37 is absolutely amazing. And there's certain steps that we need you to follow, which is called the Viral 5 training. And we don't accept you onto what we call the professional level, where we do our boot camp, myself, Steph and Jean-Michael. We don't accept you on that until you've done steps 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 on the Viral 5 training, because you're not qualified to be able to take your business onto that next level. So we won't take your money off you until we know you are comfortable and you are ready with it. And what else, what other company can you say that would do that for you? We are here to make sure you succeed. And my aim for 2014 is to make sure that I have 50 people, which is completely manageable because we're only in January as it is, to have them earning just a minimum of $5,000 a month. And let me tell you, when you see how this business is set up and the support that you are going to receive, you will see that that is manageable. And I hope that that person, one of those 50 people, is somebody that's watching on this Hangout. If you're going to be joining Jane's team, Frank's team, or whoever has sent you to this Hangout, we are here on a mission to make sure that everybody sees the success that I had last year, that Steph had a massive breakthrough last year, and the success that Jean-Michael's had, because Jean-Michael has actually been in this industry for over 32 years. He has made it to the top, and when you hear his story, it is an absolutely incredible story that he's got to tell. So yeah, that's my little piece. I hope I've not bored anybody, but I wanted to get across my story, how I came into this industry, because let's not forget, it was only 6 months ago. Just think if that was you today that decided to join, to take that step that I did on the 9th of July, and you just plugged into the training that we tell you to plug into, and you do the actions that we tell you to do each day, you could be, or probably will be, where I am today. And let me tell you, I am so glad that I clicked that link and joined that business and joined that person, the mentor that I joined, because I wouldn't be where I am today. I'd be working for somebody 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, tied to their dreams, building their dream for them, asking if I could go to the toilet, asking what time I could have my dinner, them telling me when I can have a holiday. And now I can do what I want, when I want. I manage my own time. My dream is my life now. I'm so grateful. And my partner actually had heart surgery, which I know Frank and Jane know. In the summer, he actually had heart surgery, and because I'd actually built this business, it took massive financial strain off us as well. So, and it also gave us the freedom for me to be able to go and visit him in hospital, look after him when he was recovering, and be there for him. And if I'd have been in a regular job, I wouldn't have had any of that. It had been a real struggle for us. So I want to say that joining this industry has been a complete godsend to me, and I'm so grateful for it. And I hope that we get to show other people who are viewing this Hangout now that it is possible, but you just need to place yourself with the right people. And I truly believe that ILN is that company. So that's me. So I want to pass this over to Frank. Frank, if we've got people watching here, we've got quite a lot of people watching this evening. What is the one message that you would give to somebody that's even new in the industry and thinking, oh God, is this really for me? Is this real? Or somebody that's struggling in the industry at the minute and is a bit fed up of not being able to make any money and is looking for the right thing. What is the one bit of advice you would give somebody?
All my life, I have had great coaches. Whether it was playing football at West Virginia, I had a great coach. Whether it was ski racing, I had a great coach. Everything that I do, I know that if I have a coach, it brings out the best in me, and they push me, which is what we all need. We get to a level of uncomfortability. And what I've been taught by my different coaches is that you've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's the beauty of all of that. Here, we have the mentorship, and it really is very true, because I believe that's one of the biggest things, other than your own faith in yourself, other than your own persistency, competency, because you need all of that yourself. But it's to be able to be led. What's great about ILN and why I joined it really is because there's a plug and play. I can bring somebody who's never been in the industry, plug them into the system, and they can be, without even me just leading them every day, be up and running and being successful. Now, that's great because somebody else who hasn't been in the networking business, how are they going to be able to duplicate if they haven't been there? But all they have to do is just put them into the plug and play or training, and they're up and running in a couple of days. It's really truly an amazing strategy. So for somebody that has been in different companies, even brick and mortar companies, and didn't have the training, didn't have the mentorship, I was lucky because I had one of the best mentors on Wall Street, and I sat right at there near Mike Metz and Rob Weiner. I sat at there basically at their knee for 6 months, a year, without making any money, just to learn what they had. And then by doing that, yes, I gave up the money in the short run, but it led me on to all the success that I had after that. So to anyone that is not in the industry or doing regular sales, and I will tell you also another thing, that I came from a purely sales background, okay? That killed me in the beginning, because here was a guy, especially at Wall Street sales, we were used to going after big ticket items and, basically, using a hammer over somebody's head in order for them to do the trade. It's basically, okay, back up the truck and put as much of this into your portfolio as you want. And I was great at that. But what I found out, and this is exactly what Allison said, it's not about selling. People say to me when I start talking to them about this, I don't like selling. Well, I don't know how to sell. Good. It's about building relationships, just like Allison talked about. Get to know who they are. Let them get to know who you are. and build the relationship before you even talk about anything. That's what I try to do, and that's what Allison has taught me with the Facebook. And I have been doing it totally on Facebook with some friends, with some associates that I really, because this is something I really want to give to anybody and everybody. That's how much I believe in it. But I built it with the Facebook because I didn't want to do that in the beginning. I didn't want to, with other MLMs or other network marketing or other direct sales, they say make a list of 200 of your top people and get on the phone and get them involved because they're family or friends and they'll come on board. Unfortunately, 3 months later, these people won't pick up your phone call because they see your number coming up on their phone dial and say, oh, it's Frank. He's going to try to pitch me on something, or he's not leaving me alone with this. And that's not what I want to have. I want to have relationships with people, and I want to bring them value, that when they see my name come up on their phone or see me or whatever at meetings, that they say, hey, Frank, you know, what's going on? Because they know I care about them, and also that I bring value to their lives. To me, that's what it's all about. All three of us, we bring great value to people's lives and to their business acumen. And that's why we're successful. And that's why we are building these teams that are going to just skyrocket in 2014. So I took a little bit too much time, but I feel so passionate about that I just wanted to get that across.
Thank you, Frank. That was amazing. So, Jane, the same question to you. What one bit of advice would you give somebody that's watching this Hangout now?
Well, yeah, I mean, oh gosh, it's not just one though, is it? It's multiple bits. But just same as Frank, I mean, for 20 years I was in a sales and marketing career, working in the corporate PLC environment here in the UK, and I tell you something, it did not help online marketing at all. When I first came on board with online marketing nearly 2 years ago now, you know, I thought this was going to be a doddle for me, being involved in selling and my history being selling, but it was an absolute nightmare. And the moment of realization when the penny finally dropped with me was when conventional selling was blown out of the window with online marketing. It was nothing to do with conventional selling, the traditional pitching and closing. It was all to do with relationship building and relationship selling, and boy did my business change when I discovered that little nugget. The other thing that I would say is, you know, those people sitting on the fence, just, yeah, this is going to be tough. To get off the starting blocks is going to be tough because you're going to be well and truly out of your comfort zone, but I'm afraid it's one of those feel the fear, take the plunge and do it anyway, and really get committed and married to the process. Forget the outcome, forget what may happen, because you can't control that, but you can control how committed you are to the process of becoming a success. So they would be the little tips that I would give. And, you know, be consistent with your actions. You know, this isn't just all about sitting there now making loads of notes, you know, compiling a nice neat list. This is about actually actioning that list and start to see the results from actions and being consistent with those actions you take, because the moment that consistency kicks in, you'll gather momentum and you will see some great results. And, you know, I would say to anybody out there, if you haven't read the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, is a great one, to learn how to take action and to become consistent and build up momentum. So yeah, that's what I would say to those people out there today. Just take action and take massive action, because like Alison, 6 months ago, she never dreamt that she'd be in the position that she was in now. There we go, the compound effect. There it is, guys. That's what it looks like.
We were talking about this before, weren't we, Frank?
We were. Well, as I was going out doing some shopping this morning, I have the CD set also. Oh, yes. So I was listening to that because Darren Hardy, he's an informal mentor of mine through some other people, and it's really the best business book out there that you can get. You know, and it's great. Yeah, and I loved the other day when I was speaking with Jean-Michel, and we were just meeting a few last week and whatever, and we were talking about business and this and that, and I said to him, you have to get your teams to read The Compound Effect. It's the best business book out there. And he says, I'm reading it right now. Yeah. And then he blogged about it. He blogged about it, right? Alison, you can tell him about that.
Yeah, he blogged about it. Frank told me about The Compound Effect, so I thought, I've got to purchase that. I typed into Google the compound effect, and guess who came up on position number 3 on the first page of Google? John Michael. Why? Because he'd used the ILN blog that you all get if you join for $37. Because he'd blogged about it on the ILN platform, he'd got position number 3 on Google on page 1. Now, how amazing was that? I could not believe my eyes, so I had to contact John Michael and say, what I've just done, I've just Googled this and you're at page number 3. How have you done it? And all he'd done was just written a simple blog which you get the training on. So this is what we've got, is a massive tool here, and we are giving so much value for the price that you pay. $37 for a blog, $37 for a university, $37 a month for a mentor. Now, where else can you get that from? And I just could not believe that about the compound effect, that after us having that conversation, I Google it and John Michael pops up. It was just absolutely amazing. So, sorry, Jane, we've interrupted you there.
No, that's it. I got to the end anyway. I have to talk fast to get my words in.
You know, if I could just say one thing, we haven't, you know, we have one thing, of course, the New Yorker's really coming out now. Just barging in. You know, with this, it's just a system. We haven't even talked about ILN that much tonight. We haven't.
No.
Because it's really not the company that it's all about. They have a great product. They have people need it and use it, and people and businesses that use it have their sales just skyrocketing, getting new customers and everything else. We have all of that. But to me, it's about the community. To me, it's about the mentorship. To me, it's about the integrity. All of that is what it's about. If you have a good product, that's great. Because people don't buy the product. They really don't.
No.
They buy the person. They buy the responsibility. If they know you care about them, they know you have integrity. Just like Allison was saying before, we go onto the Facebooks and the Google Plus and everything else like that, and we start the relationships because people join you that like you and trust you. And that's the whole, to me, that's the whole thing about our industry, although very few people within our industry really even know that, because they're taught some ridiculous methods. House parties, hotel parties, this and that. I've done hotel parties. I used to have for a company, I used to have a meeting in Beverly Hills at the Country Club every Thursday night where we ran a meeting. And there was like 200 people there. I will never, ever do a meeting like that. If there's a lot of people on a conference call like this, yeah, of course, that's a great thing. That's the great thing about our business. We Skype or we get on conference calls and whatever. Yeah. And that's the beauty about going wherever you want. So enough of me.
Cool. No, I think you're right. It is all about relationship building. There's no selling in this. And people who know me of how I've built my business, and I keep banging on about this, there is over 1 billion people on Facebook every single day. Do you think we'd be able to teach you how to get to begin with for your first month, a team of 10? Of course we can. We show you how to tap into those 1 billion people, and we show you how to target those people that are looking to be starting a home-based business. And we teach you how to talk to them, how to build the relationship with them. And when you see what exactly it is that we do, if you I've been in this industry before and you're not seeing results, you'll be like, the light bulb moment will come on. Why did I not think of this before? And the amount of people that say this to me, that I struggled for so many months, for so many years, couldn't get it but stuck at it because I knew that I have got it within me, but I just didn't have the correct mentorship. And once that person is shown exactly how to do it and the proper way to do it, it's not like a job. It's not like a massive task. I make friends every day, and that's what I tell people. I connect with people across the world. I know so much about the world now, it's untrue. I didn't know much about outside the UK. Now I know everything about the US. I can't wait to go back again this year, but I've made so many friends, and I know a lot of friends are watching this Hangout now, and I've met so many amazing people that it's untrue. And all I do is make friends, and that's what we show people how to do. And so it is all about relationship building and not about selling. And I truly believe that we do have the tools to show people how to build their online businesses. So if I can show you where the 1 billion people are online every day, then I can show you how to build, to begin with, team of 10, team of 20, team of 30 for your first month. It's easy to do if you are willing to go through the training and take the actions what we tell you to take. So I hope that this Hangout has been informative for you. If you do have any questions, either get back to Frank, get back to Jane, or get back to myself. We are all on Facebook. And I hope that you've found this useful, and that you can really see that ILN is a company that does need to be looked into, and I hope that we get to welcome you on board and on the team and get you to success for 2014. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time this evening. It's 9 p.m. now in the UK. What time is it over there, Frank?
It is 1 o'clock.
Oh, nice. Dinner
Yes.
time. Lunchtime.
Dinner time, lunchtime.
Yeah. Right, excellent. So thank you very much, Frank. Thank you very much, Jane, for your time, and more importantly,
Thank you, Alison.
viewers.
Thank you
You're
for the
welcome.
honor.
See you soon.